Ever notice that there is a specific group of people who seems to stay stuck in the same place financially for decades? They have the good degree and landed the stable corporate job, and their LinkedIn profile looks impressive. But behind the scenes, they are one missed paycheck away from total disaster. They are running at full speed on a treadmill that never moves. They aren't poor in a traditional sense, and they aren't building wealth either. They are trapped in the middle class vortex. Most of us were raised with a blueprint for life that was written in the 1970s. We were told that if we followed the rules, we would be set. But the world changed and the blueprint didn't. Today, the very habits that are labeled as responsible and normal by society are actually the anchors keeping you from ever reaching true financial independence. If you have ever wondered why your bank account doesn't seem to reflect how hard you work, this video is for you. We are going to expose the 5 most dangerous middle class habits that keep people broke, stressed, and enslaved to a desk. We are going to break the cycle. Let's get started. Habit 1. The leftover saving strategy. Let's look at a typical monthly cycle of a middle class professional. The paycheck hits the account on first. Immediately, the vulture circle. The mortgage or rent takes a bite. The car payment takes another. Then comes the electricity, the high-speed internet, the streaming subscriptions, and the grocery bills. By the 25th, the person looks at what's left and says, okay, I have $200 remaining. I'll put this into my savings. This is the leftover method, and it is a mathematical guarantee that you will stay stuck. When you see what is left over, you are essentially telling the world that your future freedom is the least important priority in your life. You are funding everyone else's balance sheet before building your own. Wealthy people flip the script entirely. They use a concept called paying yourself first. The moment income arrives, a predetermined percentage, whether it is 10%, 20%, or even 30%, is moved automatically in an investment cycle. They treat their future self like a high priority debt that must be settled before a single bill is paid. They don't save what's left after spending. They spend what's left after saving. Habit 2. Confusing spending with progress. Most people don't buy things because they need them. They buy them to upgrade how they feel about themselves. The new car isn't for transportation, it's for validation. The house isn't for shelter, it's for proving that you are doing well. The iPhone isn't for communication. It's for status in your pocket. Here is the dangerous part. When someone says, it's just 18,000 per month, you can afford it, they are not calculating affordability. They are calculating ego comfort. Because affordability isn't about fitting the payment into your budget. It's about understanding the long-term trade-off you are making. Middle class thinking measures affordability in monthly cash flow. Wealth thinking measures affordability in future flexibility. One asks, can I handle this EMI? Other asks, what do this EMI quietly cost me over in the next 5 years? That 80,000 EMI isn't just 80,000. It's the SIP you didn't start, the business you didn't fund, the skill you didn't acquire, and the freedom you postponed. And here is the brutal truth. The bank doesn't care whether you feel successful. They care that you stay predictable. When your lifestyle runs on EMIs, you are not building wealth. You are maintaining an image. And image are expensive to maintain. Wealthy people don't fear debt. They avoid eco purchases. If it doesn't increase your cash flow, your net worth, or your earning power, it's not an asset. It's just another expense. Habit 3. Upgrading your lifestyle every time your income increases. Imagine you have worked incredibly hard and finally landed a major promotion. Your salary jumps from $70,000 to $100,000. For most people, this is the moment they reward themselves. They move from a perfectly fine 2-bedroom house to a 4-bedroom house. They trade the reliable sedan for a luxury German vehicle. They start shopping at the organic boutique instead of standard grocery store. This is lifestyle inflation, and it is a silent killer of it. When your expenses rise at the same rate as your income, your wealth stays at zero. You might look richer, but your financial security hasn't moved an inch. You have just built a more expensive cage for yourself. The goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to be wealthy. True wealth is a gap between your income and your expenses. If you can keep your expenses flat while your income grows, that gap becomes the fuel for your freedom. Don't upgrade your life the moment you get a win. Upgrade your investments and keep the win invisible. Habit 4. Seeking safety in single income stream. The middle class believes a job equals security. But a salary is not security. It's conditional income. You can only earn if the company continues to need your role. Your performance rating stays high. Your manager decides you are valuable. The next round of layoffs skips your name. The industry doesn't shrink. That's not security. If one organization controls 100% of your cash flow, you don't have stability. You have a concentration risk. The illusion feels safe because money arrives on the same date every month. But predictability is not protection. True security comes from control. Control over a skill people will pay for anywhere, an asset that produces income, a system that works without your daily presence. The middle class chases stability. The wealth builds autonomy. Stability depends on circumstances, and that doesn't mean quitting your job tomorrow. It means starting to build control while you still have stability. Stop treating your salary as your foundation. Treat it as your launchpad. Use it to build income streams you control. Because the most dangerous position in the modern economy is being highly paid and completely dependent. Habit 5. Choosing entertainment over education. At the end of a long working day, the middle class habit is to unwind. This usually involves hours of passive consumption, scrolling through social media, binge watching the latest series, or playing video games. There is nothing wrong with relaxing, but when your unwind time consumes all your growth time, you stay poor. The most impactful difference between the middle class and the wealthy is how they treat their free time. While the middle class is being entertained, the wealthy are being educated. They are reading books on psychology, taking courses on tax strategy, or learning new high value skills. People will complain that $100 seminar is too expensive, but they will spend $150 on a night out without a second thought. They treat their entertainment as a necessity and their education as a luxury. If you want to change your tax bracket, you have to change how you spend your time. Your bank account will eventually catch up with your brain, but only if you invest in yourself first. Wrapping up, saying no to the shiny new car when everyone around you is upgrading, that's uncomfortable. Staying in a smaller house when you could stretch for a bigger one, that takes restraint. Opening a book after a long day instead of opening Netflix, that takes effort. But difficulty doesn't disappear. It shifts timelines. Discipline is uncomfortable today. Dependence is uncomfortable for decades. Living below your means feels restrictive now. Living one emergency away from collapse feels worse. Every path has friction. Only question is which discomfort compounds in your favor. Wealth is built in quiet moments that most people ignore. It grows when you pay yourself first, even when things feel tight. It builds when you choose growth over comfort. It builds when no one is watching. Pick up one habit from this list, just one, and change it this month. Automate your savings, cancel one unnecessary expense, start building one income stream you can control. Wealth isn't accumulated in dramatic moves. It's built on small decisions repeated consistently. If you're ready to stop being a passenger in your financial life and start being the driver, hit that subscribe button. We talk about the mindset and the mechanics of wealth every single week. Leave your comment below. Which of these 5 habits have been your biggest one? Let's talk about it in the comments. Stay focused, stay disciplined, and I'll see you in the next one.